Do you feel like first off it's a hero that is undervalued through the meta at the moment?
No, just because I feel like it's very easy to punish it if you've got the right draft into it. It's a little odd, to be honest, that you would
Radiant
pick it into
team
the
pick.
silencer, just because Necro's one of those heroes that wants to constantly be casting. So the fact that you've got a silencer who's going to put the arcane curse onto you, you're probably going to be refreshing all of the instances of that. And then once you hit level 10, the
Dire
damage
team
starts
pick.
ramping up more and more and more. It does
Mirana.
turn back heavily in the Necro's favor, though, once you get the Greaves. And by picking up the silencer, it means that you're probably not going to go into something like the AA, which isn't even in the meta anyway. So I feel like the laning stage might be a bit rough for the Necro, but
Dire
beyond that, I
team
still
pick.
feel like you're in a pretty damn good spot.
Radiant.
Well, that's another good way to stop the silencer.
Lena.
Okay. Okay, so you've got the Abaddon to protect the Necro now. Great versus the Mirana as well, which is more than likely Mirana's going to be that Spirit Vessel builder to deal with the Necrophos. But they've
Even then, though, right? It's into an Abaddon. I just don't think you
Radiant
can go Spirit
team
Vessel in this lineup.
that's why I think the Abaddon was a really solid pick. On paper,
Yeah.
like you're really relying on the stun into arrow for this long duration stun lock. Abaddon completely nullifies that, and also you have a hero who's countered by Spirit Vessel, so you give
10
a hero that can
remaining.
purge that off. And now it's like, Marana, we kind of picked this hero to...
5 seconds
Their first two
remaining.
heroes don't show
Dire
ways to
team
have
back.
stun lock. Tiny, yes, but he needs blink. We've seen Tino as a position 1 put a lot of priority on that
Radiant
still,
team
but
back.
it didn't look like it was a solid Marana game to start. It felt like they're really playing it off the back of the Spirit Vessel, also to hunt and combine with the Earthshaker and just kind of play hand in hand so he can prevent the Earthshaker
Dire
rotations.
team pick.
But I mean, this draft's going pretty fast. What are we looking for with the last pick? I think it's mid ones and support on.
Still up for grabs with Execration. They've got the last pick, so they want that flexibility, which is always good. What even mid one heroes are left in the pool? Slark is potentially there. Not bad against the Mars, especially
10
with this double
seconds
stun as
remaining.
well. I mean, you've got a decent amount of AoE damage, I suppose. You've got to
5
be a little bit
seconds
careful if
remaining.
you're not casting the Dark Pact. When a Silence uses the Global Silence, means that you're very vulnerable. Abaddon's not going to be able to save you, but I still feel like the lane's kind of fine.
I think you need a tanky hero. You got Necro, Lena. I guess Necro
I mean,
with
Necro could be
Abaddon.
pretty tanky.
He can, yeah, but I feel like it's only Necro playing the front line. Earthshaker's going to be on the back. Lena will need items to...
This is mid one we're talking about.
Yeah.
let's remember that fact though. Like Monkey King is gone. What else is there? Like a Life Stealer, maybe?
Life still looks pretty solid. It looks very good. You can infest the Necro, more survivability. I think his lane versus the Mars is great. We've seen it a lot versus the Mirana. Wow. That's a hero we haven't seen a lot.
All right. I mean, there's your tank, that's for sure. But, I mean, it does stop them. Like, if you're trying to global silence to kill the enemy core, then, it's kind of like same sort of deal as the Chronosphere, right? Like, it's like, all right, you pop your ultimate, I'll
10
pop mine, and then I'm
seconds
back
remaining.
perfectly healthy, and you don't have a huge part of your team fight. I'm still
5
going to go
seconds
and
remaining.
say that this game is going to be decided on how well Rogi plays. This game is so much on him, because the laning stage, are you going to be able to protect him either with your body or just with the Aphotic Shield against the constant stuns coming your way? Are you going to be in the correct position to be able to save the Necrophos when he's still in his vulnerable stage super early on? If they do go for the Spirit Vessel, are you in position for the Aphotic Shield again? And it's really only going to be up until that point that the Necro gets the Guardian Greaves that finally you get to relax a little bit more, play a bit more around the Lena as opposed to the Necro. So we'll see how he's able to do, but I'm still feeling like this is Rogi's game to win or lose.
We're looking for Bobs here at the moment. Bat Voka banned out, so SMG anticipating this is the position 2. I think they need to create a lot more chaos at the moment. You can have Tiny Mars go in. I mean, Ember's available. All the spirits are available. The matchups are not the greatest versus the Lena, but...
I mean, you need a way to pop that borrowed time at the start of team fights.
Yeah, I
That's
want the
big
Ember.
issue for mine.
I want the Ember. I think we just saw what Moon could do versus the Earthshaker. I think you need to do the same thing. They're gonna go...
Choose your hero.
When their backs are against the wall, they do not hate going Bob TA. He has always performed on this hero. It gives you a big win condition from the 2. You can scale very well. It also... How do I like this? Bat shot versus Lena's pretty Eve. It's a bit TA favored, about 60-40.
It's alright. You're going to be able to do a decent amount of damage to the Necro as well. Not the fastest hero either, so you can look to set up for even just with the Silencer and the Tiny. You get the Arcane Curse onto him, slow him by a decent amount, toss it back under the tower, try and burst him down in that way. So KP's positioning in lane is going to be really important. But yeah, I mean, still for mine, I feel like unless Execration find a way to get rid of this borrowed time at the start of every single team fight that they look to take as a team, SMG are going to win because it just stops so much of what they're trying to go for. You know, with their chain lockdown. Hell, I mean, the other option is, of course, the global silence and just bursting someone down. But you have such a small window for that, right? Because as soon as you're going to get these BKBs, probably second, maybe third item for Moon, and we know that Mid One likes to go a super early BKB as well, then even the effect of that global is nullified.
I feel like Execration have a huge advantage in vision. You've got Moonlight Shadow, you've got traps, a great way to control fights and enable your fight selection, which I think is we've seen these games have just been really off the back of initiation and how you can provide chaos, especially in that second game. And I feel like this is going to be a huge way to enable their kind of 20 to 25 minute timing. And I'm worried that SMG are a bit slow. Like Necro, pretty immobile. Earthshaker, he needs about 17 minutes for Blink. Abaddon can't make plays, and maybe Mid One's forced to go for a Radiance this game because he's against the TA. So this could give Execration some time if TA can get a decent, 2-item timing where they can take Roche and then look to really control the map, because Wraith King's still a little bit more ulti dependent at the early stages with the long cooldown. So
If you were a betting man, where would you be putting your dollary dues?
I think it has to be said that you're playing with a stand-in on Execration, and SMG have just looked incredibly strong through all the group stage matches, and they played a hell of a game to come back. I think they are more than likely have the capability to out-execute Execration, but I like Execration's draft a little bit more. So
the Execration execution needs to be excellent for them to have an exemplary game.
Yes, if you would like to say that, sure, we can go with that. If you were the betting man, where are you putting your money?
I have faith in Rogi. I'll go SMG.
You reckon
that's going to help as well, being able to sentry up the small camp. Of course, TA, one of those heroes that's great at shoving out lanes, instantly going back, looking to flash farm that up. So that's going to push the lane in Moon's favor pretty damn early. And like at TI9, Moon was the best mid laner at the entire tournament. I know it was a couple of years ago now, but still, you don't lose that kind of talent.
What do you feel like is going to be the X factor here from Rogi? Because you're saying this game, you feel like it's really on him. What are you looking to see him perform?
Always being in the right position. It's going to need to be a little bit different this time around, where it's going to be up to... I mean, it kind of sucks, right? You need someone... I guess SMG have always had KP in that role for breaking smokes, because I don't feel like you could put Rogi on the front lines to make that happen. As soon as they see that borrowed time popped, if you're able to run into a smoke, you can just kill Rogi and then look to converge in onto the rest of the team. So I feel like he really needs to just be standing on the back lines early on to protect Moon. Sorry, in the laning stage, protect Mid One, then to protect Moon and KP. That needs to be the biggest priority for them.
We'll see how Abaddon's able to fare in regards to the babysitter, the lane. And as you said, as the game goes on, for Execration, safe lane. The Tiny for Tino has been something that they've been able to fall back on and win multiple games here. I guess this is the reasoning SMG banded out multiple times in Game 1 and Game 2. So we'll see if the reasoning for the bans is going to be valid here.
EDZ might be in a little bit of trouble here on the top side. The body block's coming out from Rogi. And maybe even the double.
Mid One. Along till the stun's back up. A couple more seconds.
They're just going to get the pop from the Aphotic Shield as well. If he dives under the tower, that'll be enough.
Oh,
Oh, maybe not.
they lost vision.
He was... Yeah, he lost vision. Ooh.
That's huge.
Oh, the
See,
arrow.
you don't get the damage from the Aphotic Shield if you don't have vision or if they're invis. So Luciano just getting away. BDZ coming back, popping out the self, but nonetheless, the first blood claimed for Rogi.
Really nicely done. It's very nice to be able to punish the Mirana before she hits onto that level 2. Obviously, not using the arrow. I think they tried to get the kill onto Rogi there, but you really need to prioritize hitting level 2 on BDZ to make sure that you're not quite as vulnerable to any kind of attempts on your life like that.
Bob is currently getting bodied by Moon, though, who was almost getting the +1 factor from Arfu, but at least TA's awareness of this potential rotation. So Arfu won't help out for an early kill in the mid lane, but is still looking to play around this area as, again, not the strongest hero in the laning stage, but I feel like you're okay because Necrophos is pretty self-sufficient once he can get some levels.
Yeah, he does need a few. Going into the Falcon Blade as well on KP. So popular in China. This might be one of the first Falcon Blades we've seen in the Pro Series, though.
Are we going to say who it was popular on in China?
It was on, what was it, Lanham? On the Lich and the Omni Knight that I saw?
Jesus
Trash.
Christ. You were,
I hated it so much, man.
You were seeing Falcon Blade on the 5. We're like, hang on, what's going on here? Mid one? Ended up going down, but look how survivable he is. The Ring of Protection, along with the Chainmail.
I don't hate it on something like, I don't know, a Pango or an Elder Titan, but a Lich? An Omni Knight? Like, what are you going to be using that right-click damage for?
It is, Big
D
D Lanham.
to RR here. The body block's coming out.
Oh, go for the deny. Go for the deny. You can do it. Go for the deny. Maybe the Ancients instead? How long till Dragon Slave? A couple more seconds. Ooh.
It was your own.
Oh, Arfu, that's pretty big kill to find. Again, we've had multiple games of Earthshaker, but any little golden experience you can funnel over to him with kill participation is super important.
And they're just putting, like, even with all this attention that they're giving through to Bob in the mid lane, they ended up de-warding the small camp, but the ward just goes back up again. I think they're not going to miss any small camps because of that second one, though. With the quick D-ward, of course, being able to get off before the 5-minute mark. So Bob stacking up for himself, but still, he's fallen a fair ways behind. He's sitting 6 on net worth, which is not what you want to see as a TA.
And Tino's in a whole lot of pain right now. This lane is not getting any easier, and they're even going to glyph up the wave so they can dive, and looks like there's the answer. They were very worried about the Tiny in Game 1 and Game 2. They let it through in the last game, and they were ready for it. The trap sprung, picking up the Necrophos in this lane, but now it's going to get that much more difficult. KP about to hit level 6. I don't think Tino can go back to this lane.
Pretty damn difficult. I mean, Silence are able to dish out a ton of damage, but with all of the D-wards that have been happening to hinder Bob's farm, RR hasn't been able to stay in the lane. So that's the reason why Tiny's been punished so hard. Maybe just getting the pulls off here on Arfu. Doing a great job. KP easily #1 on net worth. Not often you see that.
Tino?
Not the perfect Fisher. Still has that little pathway through the trees.
Okay, well,
The prize is mine.
jeez, look at the net worth difference on Bob. He's about 400 gold behind the Lina, even though he's got a little bit of a last hit advantage. So a lot of resources ferried out early to keep Bob afloat from the harassment. But he will get some catch up. The only issue is he doesn't have stacks just yet at the Ancients.
No, he's made up his own stacks at the hard camp, but just realizing that with how not ideal the laning stage went, he's not going to be able to take that for some time.
Top lane.
Side, they're making a little bit of a play onto Luciano. Oh, nice arrow actually connecting onto Rogi.
Okay. Underneath the tower aggro as well, so being able to pick up the kill. We saw what Luciano was able to do in Game 1 with the Mars. There was a lot of respect put on him as well, but bottom lane, first side through the game, they'll put Tino in the grave, and now you 100% cannot come back to this lane, and, well, he won't have a tower to play with as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is
But if it's anything like my C pubs, everyone's going to be like, but they don't have Reaper Scythe. I can go back to the lane. There's no danger now on the bottom side of the map, but I agree with you entirely. You just got to abandon this lane as much as possible. The difficulty is that you've got a TA that wants to be farming in the exact same place that you now do because of how hard you lost the bottom lane. It's just like these flow-on effects, right? Like, TA got her camps watered up, so RR had to leave to make sure that that didn't happen. You obviously can't have the TA leave the lane to be looking to get the D wards off, and you know TA doesn't want to be buying up the wards either, which meant that they were able to get aggressive onto Tino. So it just shows that SMG, it's really about the team effort that comes through from this.
We'll see in regards to Tino with how much catch-up farm he can get. He's still going to go back for the blink that he has been always going as the first item for the position 1. Tiny. But it's going to take him quite some time to get to that stage. As the rest of the lanes, they're still behind though in regards to the cores. Like Mars is behind the safe lane on mid 1. And the mid difference as well is Bob's still a decent amount behind. They have to start making stacks. Like your TA is your win condition now. And you're not putting Bob in a position to carry. But they're looking for a pick off for mid 1 up top.
Of course.
He does have the level up in the ultimate. First rotation will come through. It's going to be the Abaddon. A second one showing as well with the Earthshaker. Another two. So the Rainbow TPs lining up to try and keep mid 1 alive after the respawn. But the Skeletons are just ripping apart Luciano. And they can't stick around for too much longer. So a lot of emphasis put on this side of the map. But all they get is the Reincarnation cooldown.
And in the meantime, Moon doesn't TP up, just continues to farm. He's going to push in the mid lane. Bob at least has the TP to make the rotation back, but you know, with a lot of that time wasted not picking up a single kill, just means that you're going to continue to grow that net worth. Look at KP, how far deep he is. He's finished up the Hood of Defiance for himself, so even though, you know, the Tiny eventually is going to be able to dish out
he
a
might
lot
be
of
in trouble up
damage
top. Okay, arrow off the mark.
Rogi's there, he's got it.
I thought the spear back under the tower might have had a little bit more damage in it, but it did not. Dude, you got to get rid of this sentry. Oh,
Look, I was about to say, like, before that team fight broke out, look at that perfect spot.
oh.
It's a support's dream right there. It's not, sometimes it's not about you having fun, it's about the enemy team not having fun. You know, that's like the mantra of every Techies player.
I was just gonna say, that's legitimately just the Techies player. Comes in the game, starts saying mantras. The enemy team will not have fun.
Radiant's middle tower.
My
is
team
feel
will
like you
not
can
have
see
fun.
that, like, no. Like, some people don't play to win, they just want you to lose, you know? That's, you know, you might win the game, but you lose a part of your sanity in the process.
Is the sentry out of range? Oh, that's why. Okay, this...
Yeah.
What a...
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my...
a godly sentry. I feel like that was, you need the hatchet to do that, yeah. You've got Roger with the Quelling Blade picked up.
Wow. Are they coming back? Again, like, this is why TA is still behind.
Mid one might be in trouble now, though. He doesn't have the reincarnate, no TPs up towards the top side. They miss a bunch of spells, but it's still eventually going to be enough to clean up the kill.
Blessings.
Drop the sentry, please.
Radiant's middle tower. is
No,
under
Danog, I
attack.
can't say how much this is infuriating me.
Oh, I love it.
Radiant's
Did they think? I think they think that it's inside the box, so now they're getting rid of the sentry ward. Oh,
Oh no.
oh,
is under
as a
attack.
position
Wait, hang
5,
on.
this is... I'm loving it.
You said Roger was going to be the one to win this game almost. The
Yeah.
Abaddon's doing it just from his sentry placement. Mid lane. A bit of brawl breaking up. Execration looking to set up
Yeah.
a blockade, but
It's the
Moon
humiliation.
assassinates Speedy Z. Just a quick 1-2 punch with the combo. There's big issues right now. Your TA's supposed to be top net worth.
She's recovered somewhat. You know, it's not dire straits, but it's not a good position.
Alright, well, let's look at how Arfu's going right now. I can't look at the Ancients. She's got Brown Boots, Soul Ring, Windlace. Maybe a
Even
pretty...
just the small things, sorry to interrupt, not
Yeah.
going their way. You just had BDZ TP into a tier 2 tower to refill the bottle and he had a full inventory, so it didn't happen.
Coin for me.
I was like, all right.
They got it! They got it! Let's go.
That sentry is... That's done its job. That is a game winner sentry right there. If they win on SMG and Bob doesn't carry, I'm back on that sentry in a
I'm
heartbeat.
telling you, Rogi is the man.
Alright, well, Tino has got his catch up. The blink completed here, so we'll see how many plays the Rockman can make. But you're starting to lose.
KP's essentially trying to like solo the bottom tower here. At least they'll be able to, with the Mirana, get rid of the siege creep, so that's a nice little bonus. But I mean, it just puts so much pressure onto all areas of the map, creating tons of space for mid one to farm. He's got the armlet, so a little bit more of an active style of build, and then straight into the blink dagger afterwards. He realizes how important it is for him to get onto the likes of the silencer to begin these team fights.
We see how his farm is just rapidly increasing right now for the Wraith King, and he's going to look to go into the Radiance, in fact. So he wanted this early item just in case the fights were breaking out, but now he can go back into a great way to deal with the Templar Assassin, even Tiny as well.
Good farming item as well.
Yep. Very, very good item here with the Wraith King. A hero that we don't see as often. Do you feel like the nerfs were just a big reason, or maybe the heroes he was good against, you know, not being picked as much?
I think that's the thing, right? Like, a Monkey King seems to always have his uptime. Like, the Wukong's, of course, is great when you're looking to try and breach high ground or go for tower kills, but it's not like something like a Faceless Void or anything like that that aren't really in the meta. Like, if you're seeing a Faceless Void, it's more likely to be a position 5 these days.
Do you want to see Execration making plays with the blink on Tino? Because they haven't really thought about trying to smoke up.
Yeah, they're going to need to. Maybe just wanting to wait for the Oblivion staff, just for a little bit of extra sustain. They're going to try and go for Arfu here, but it's a big dive to be making with your TA.
Looks like they will get the kill pretty easily, but I'm glad they found Arfu, because I was going to say this is going to be quite the blink timing. He's still got 2100 gold, so this will be about 15 minutes in. Top. They're hunting Luciano. Maroon's got the extra stun afterwards, so you see he killed down bottom. Simultaneously, it's SMG that'll hit back at the top side of the map, and KP might just drop the scythe. He hasn't used it in quite a while. It's not enough damage to go through RR, so he won't be on the deck for too long, but they get the kill.
Still, though, every little kill is going to be important to ramp up. I mean, it feels like it's been a while since we've seen that Arena of Blood. We haven't seen a single global silence. They're finally looking to try and make a bit of an aggressive play here with the Tiny Mirana combo looking to come through.
Top tower is under attack.
It's a 5,000 net worth lead. Oh
it is, and well, they know where KP is just through the path of his courier.
That is the Sunge.
I don't know if you can go on him. And, you know, it ends up popping him. I mean, he's got the hood, he's got a Sange,
He's got
all
Rogi
that healing
nearby.
as well.
They'll drop the global silence, trying to help out from across the map, and that's enough. They a big commitment, but with how far ahead KP was, they're more than content with dropping the ultimate for that kill. They're going to look to Rogi next, and we does still have the ultimate available, but no one else is coming the vicinity. So Rogi will slowly be chased down. Meanwhile, they do get the kill top on Luciano. Was that the echo drop that was? The blink reveal from Arfu. Tino looking for revenge, but he won't get in range fast enough. Spidey senses Tino. He's not going to go in further. Scan just off the... Oh, they've... Scan connects, actually. So now he's there, BDZ. If he chucks out the straight arrow... He might have seen the blink... Yeah, BDZ, so I think the particles... There's nowhere to cancel.
Doesn't matter.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Reveals a ward nearby. Maybe if they think, like, hang on a second, he blinked before the vision was there. Maybe he knew we were coming. Dire. They're actually looking to smoke and connect to bottom, where Bob currently farming in the lane. This is a big kill if they can find it. He's been untouched for the entirety of the game, but the first death, the Templar Assassin, is finally picked up.
Almost got that Manta dodge off. That would have been huge, actually, because no one had detection. Like, Rogi was a little bit farther away, so wasn't able to plant down the Sentry Ward. Would have given him time to have that Refraction Charge come back up, and there was the potential for the turnaround there. So, very close on being able to dodge with the Illusion Rune. Not quite, though.
Now they can lead the kill into the tier 2 tower, so this will give SMG more real estate across the map, while they're also defending the tier 1 tower in the mid lane here. So this is just small territory that they're continuing to control and really just scrambling right now, Execration, for a way back into this.
Shadows, take us.
7k at this stage. I mean, we do you want me to have a quick look at the graph and just see, you know, in history, based off the stats? You know, the stats don't lie, as a great Dota man once said, but what the win probability is at like the 17-minute mark of the game for a 7k lead?
Ooh,
Right,
Jesus.
give me a moment.
Am I supposed to guess? Because I've already looked. Hang on.
Oh, well.
KP is going to chase down Luciano. Scythe once again. This time it'll be enough damage to claim the kill. That is a high probability, 93%. Scary prospect for Execration to come back into this.
Matches up pretty well with the data as well that we see online.
Yeah. With
It was 90... Hold on. 86% win rate. That's still pretty damn good.
How close to Radiance are they? Oh my god, they're so close. What a timing. This is... I was
thinking... I mean, super early, you are still lacking a little bit of tower damage, but, you know, he's got level 15. He'll have his Radiance, so you can't really walk into it on the TN.
Attempt on KP, instantly Rogi nearby,
Nice
but it's
back.
further out of position. You see how goddamn tanky this Necrofrost can be. Level 12, Hood, Halberd as well. They smoke and go bottom.
Don't forget the Falcon Blade.
Oh,
Keep
yes.
forgetting the Falcon Blade. Such value. Oh, I hate it so much.
They're going to go with this mid one currently farming to the bottom side. Got Global Silence at the ready. Luciano's going to be scouted out by the skeletons though. And Bob's also showing underneath the mid lane. So the sneaker play from Execration will not be successful.
Oh, this is a big timing though for SMG. 20-minute mark, Radiance, BKB on your Lina as well. They're looking to potentially just fight into Roche. Why not? You know, they engage onto you as long as you've got Arfu behind, although, well, maybe looking to try and make a play around their vision, but the hesitancy starts to kick in. No Observer Wards on anyone, I don't believe, on SMG's side.
Radiant, they've got a deeper ward up top. Just turns to daytime, which will give SMG an opportunity to try and disrupt the Mirana, which is enough. Arrow off the mark. They've got this ward still on the higher ground, so now they get confirmation to the placement as Luciano cut through.
And what do you know? The creep wave's here on the top side, no glyph, so they'll be able to take this tier 2 tower as well.
Radiant's top tower
I just
is under
don't
These skeletons hit
see...
us so much, man.
Yeah. Do they go high ground? You got Radiant's BKB timing. I don't see why you don't. You can out-sustain them.
has fallen.
I don't see how Radiant fight pre-BKB. This is such an early Radiance timing.
Especially with
And now,
Arena just
okay,
used.
Sansa, this is a huge target. You need the global silence for the fights. Okay, he's got buyback. Tina's gonna look to jump in, toss back instantly, laying down the global silence. They gotta kill him throughout the duration, or otherwise Roger will get the defensive factors off, and he does. The Nika timing, it's still not enough as KP will fall. What more can they get though? Execration. Their base is in shambles right now, Tino. Another toss back, this time on Moon. What did that come? 1 to 3! Oh my lord!
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
You love to see it. I want to see him tip BDZ and just say, that's how you do it, buddy. That's how you close out a game. Take a Rax 21 minutes in, and all it costs is KP. They can just back right off into the Roche pit. I don't think there's anything that's going to stop them from doing it. Maybe just wanting to wait for the BKB timing on Moon, just so that they don't, unfortunately, throw away another nearly impossible game to lose.
Why are these Southeast Asian teams making Earthshaker actually look like a playable hero? What's going on?
Because you got to do something with it. You know, it's the contrary from a lot of teams that just sit back, try and farm super passively, but you know, just really effective at using it in the early stages. Like, he did not even throw out a Fisher in that most of that team fight, and it just comes out of nowhere after you forget about him for a couple of seconds. That's when Yoshika.
They're coming outside the base, but they're too late. Aegis claimed on Moon. They might at least get the Abaddon with the tree toss. But the lane is hunting. A 4-on-5. Tino's going to show him the lane as well. Moon will find the connection, and the Tiny's way too split away from any assistance. Arfu has already got the Aghanim shard as well. Luciano tries to come over the top of the arena, but it's not fast enough as Moon will transition this to a secondary kill and almost a third as well. As we saw what Bob could do in game 1 on the lean up, and our Moon is showing that he has the capability as well.
Silver Edge on top of things as well, so even if you're just man fighting against this TA, who, by the way, still no BKB picked up for Bob, so you're not going to have that side blades in the middle of these team fights. At that tier 3 tower defense on the top side, you nearly ended up killing mid one just through the use of the side blades when it hit onto Rogi there. But not going to be the factor if Moon's just continuously hitting you with that Silver Edge.
It's going to be difficult to take the fight now. We've seen what Tiny and Mars can do for replacement. You have to rely on Global Silence for a pick-off, but a big ultimate, 130-second cooldown just for that. You're going into multiple lives now on the Wraith King, on the Lina. And it feels like Necro as well is just going through the first life is difficult enough.
KP's a pretty tanky boy, and now he's even got the plate mail. It felt like in the previous team fight, the only reason he died was because he has, like, emphasized so much towards the magic side of things. You know, obviously holding on to the Nether Shawl means you've got that little bit less armor, so it was all on Bob to be able to take down KP. He did do it, but, you know, it just baited them all into that amazing Echo Slam from Arfu. But now, with the plate mail, it does feel like, you know, how are you going to kill this damn Necrophos?
Tino? It's coming outside the base. They'll make the attempt at Rogi hand in hand once again, but do they have the burst potential? A Global Silence laid down, but Tino's not there for the extra damage, so they started on the Necrophos and it'll end straight there. They can't go through the first life and it'll cost them Tino. Down in the grave, 70 seconds gone, and maybe game 3 with that as well. They're not going to tap out, of course. They've still got some objectives left standing. But this is going to have to be one hell of a way to come back in this game as they're going to look to collapse under the tower again. Arfu. An Echo onto 2. There's buybacks available, but this one feels over and done with. The voice lines are coming out, and SMG back into this, and tier 4 towers in shambles. You got buybacks. You're going to have to do something soon here. A spear off the mark, and KP, Arfu providing all the space they need as Mid 1 and Moon objective-based gaming in regards to the cause. Bob's not even buying back. That's all she wrote. Wow.
Just seal them off in their base. Oh, they're fountain farming. They're fountain farming.
Oh, the classic SMG from one to the other. Going, boys! Moon's got the death, so they won't give the opportunity. Now with the DD's cord. Celebratory prize, the lives of Execration, the series as well for SMG, as they'll take it in convincing fashion in our 3rd game to move on forward to the upper bracket final, securing at least 3rd placement here in the BTS Pro Series Season 8.
It's absolutely what they deserve. You know, they were really impressive during the group stages, and then, you know, beyond that, they've finally transitioned it into playoffs in a significant manner. So this is probably going to be one of their best results ever since, you know, forming up as this SMG team. Obviously underperforming in the TI qualifiers, having some decent results here and there in some third-party tournaments, but guaranteed top 3, well-deserved. Honestly, in all 3 games, it felt like they were in the driver's seat. It was only just letting a couple of moments slip with being a little bit too deep in game number 1.
Yeah, it was just... I'm still just so impressed by what we've seen so far from the Earthshaker. Like, my God, Arfu, that game was just on a mission. We gotta say it, Danog, man. That goddamn century. The fact that...
Rogi, my man.
Yeah. I love the background. You just got, you know, Earthshaker was really the story for a lot of the series. We saw what BDZ was able to do in game 2. Unfortunately, he still couldn't take the series or take that game, but game 1 as well, a lot of impact. But SMG, this is going to be I mean, they deserve it with how they played through groups and are making it forward as well to the upper bracket finals, and they look very, very good as well. We're just waiting to hear if we will have an interview underway, but
I believe so. I think we might have Rogie, my man. Oh, here we go.
okay.
He's in the bathroom, but
We do have
he'll
to.
be here soon.
We do have to jump into the other chat as well, so we should do that now before we get underway.
True.
But it's, I mean, for SMG though, what do you feel like with the big things right now? I know you were saying it's all Rogie. Was there other your factors we have to consider?
I mean, mid one, he got a good amount of farm, but it was all because of Rogie, man. Like,
All the farm.
it's all on him. Moon, of course, had a fantastic laning stage. Again, it was because of Rogie sentrying up the TA's camp, and then KP having a great time. But that's because of Rogie, because it forced RR to make the rotation to D-Ward, and it caused so much space. It was all because of Rogie, man. I am the Oracle. I called it. I'm going out there for my position 5, mate. And yeah, Rogie, clear MVP for mine. Who cares about Arthur and all these flashy plays?
All right, well, we do have Rogie on the line. Rogie, congratulations on a incredible series victory right now. I mean, taking it 2-1 against Execration. You're going to move on forward, securing a 3rd place in the BTS Pro Series. How are you feeling, first and foremost?
Feeling good.
Okay.
Very happy after the win.
Now, is that sentry ward that you put down inside the HG camp? Is that something that you saw someone else do, or did you just think maybe this will work?
No, I just started doing it. I just thought about it and then I just do it. The sentry.
All right, so you weren't able to see it, but they literally had sentry wards entirely around that area, and it was only that tiny little space that wasn't sentryed up. So it was perfection. You know, you caused so much attention to be taken away from the other lanes, and it was fantastic gameplay coming through. I want to talk through game number 1. What was kind of the mentality for your guys coming out of that? Because you were in a really good position to, you know, close out that game in about 25 minutes. So what do you feel like went wrong?
I mean, I guess we just weren't playing together. So after the game, we just had a talk and then we just reset ourselves and new game. So don't think about the past.
Who's the person that is kind of organizing that talk after the game and giving you guys just time to reset and get your heads in a place for the second game?
Normally it would be me, but today it was mid one.
Yeah, so mid one
Nice.
put the boots on. He's like, all right, it's my job now.
Yeah.
Today he did it.
Now we all know that Moon is, of course, the CEO of SMG. But do the rest of the team have other titles as well? Like, are you the accounts manager or something like that?
Nah, nope. Only CEO.
Only the CEO. That's all you need. Just the one man at the top.
The most important. The rest doesn't matter.
Most important. I mean, you guys, you've been looking incredible so far through the Pro Series. Is there any shout outs that you want to give to the fans or any thank yous?
Fans. Thanks my fan, but especially my teammates for I love playing with my teammates.
Yeah, it definitely seems like you guys have really grown together as a team. You know, you've stuck together through some rough times, especially around the TI qualifiers, but you're looking really impressive now, and we can't wait to see what you're able to do in that upper bracket final.
Thank you very much, Rogie, and we hope to see you have an incredible run through the Pro Series. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, Danog, first series done and dusted. Next up, we got another exciting series. Boom against Galaxy Racer NGX, I believe. They are still going from their old name, at least for this tournament, Galaxy Racer. But it's going to be exciting nonetheless to see how this team will form. There's a lot of eyes on this series. Boom, with the addition of Tims, of course. We've seen them have a couple of games through the group stages, but now it comes down to the wire. We're up to playoff game, and also for the newly formed, combination of Nigma and Galaxy Racer, there's also going to be a lot of eyes to see how this team can also perform. So, I mean, we just had an incredible first series with SMG, able to take it to move on forward to the upper bracket finals. Execration will be knocked down. I believe they're going to play Motivate Trust, which will be tomorrow. That'll be another exciting series, but we're not done just yet. Next up, we'll have the boys on Boom taking on Galaxy Racer.